this is a special day. This is a special day because we talk about mission over and over and over again. And the mission of this Green Bay Police Department is we, the men and women of the Green Bay Police Department, are dedicated to providing service through a partnership with the community that builds trust, reduces crime, creates a safe environment, and enhances the quality of life in all of our neighborhoods. That is what we're about.
Other police agencies in the United Kingdom had been using the WOW Awards as a way to improve customer service for their community, and it seemed like a pretty good idea, so we thought we would try it here in Green Bay.
It's a customer service thing. In this business, that's what we're about, is customer service.
It creates a way for a citizen to say thanks for receiving some really good customer service. It also serves as a great motivation for the employee because they can see the effect of their work. They know that it actually has touched somebody.
We heard what sounded like a firecracker. The police department said that they saw a flash in the house. At that point also, 2 officers arrived that evidently had special training for psychological behavior. At this point, his mother, his stepfather, his aunt, and myself had gotten special counseling from these 2 officers, which was really helped us through this whole situation. I was impressed. This whole thing, the way they put it together, I had no idea it was coming down. I had no idea they had any of these functions, and they really did a lot for us. They helped us a great deal.
We rely on the efficiency of all the municipal courts that we work with, and yours was really quick. It's been enjoyable working with the records department and staff. She is very, very bubbly, very pleasant to work with, always smiling. You know, smiles are free. So it's nice to see when you get to a window and somebody's smiling. Yeah, nobody wants to encounter someone having a bad day.
I treat people the way I want to be treated, and I just felt like I was doing my job. I enjoyed doing that job. I enjoyed working with people and helping people. That's just what I do. So I was honored to get it that they would notice me and go above and beyond and basically make an effort to recognize me with the police department. So it did make me feel good, and it always makes you work a little bit harder when you know that you are being recognized for those things.
It was extraordinarily scary. You know, in a situation like that, you're not really clearly thinking. And as we were going through the process, one thing came clear, and that is the police officers knew what they were doing, and they were carefully guiding us. And we could see the competence in how they talked to us and walked us through the process. When your mind is all filled with the situation that you're in, and you actually stop and look and say, wow, these guys are organized, they know exactly what they're doing. Actually, almost every officer we talked to gave me their cell phone number. They gave me a business card, and they said, call me if you have any questions. So the follow-up was outstanding.
I was at a convenience store with a veteran in a wheelchair who was having a crisis in his life, and he needed to just talk to somebody. And unannounced to me, the person that nominated me for dealing with that veteran wasn't even part of the incident. I don't know who they are. I don't even realize that they were even listening to what I was, how I was interacting with that person that needed to talk, and that's really impressive. It makes me realize that it's just not the individual that I'm dealing with directly that's impacted by how I act and how I bring my professionalism into my career. Somebody's in a crisis, and we're there to help them through the crisis, and to get past that and realize that, you know, a day or 2 later that they realize that it was a positive impact on their lives and that they can come back and thank us is huge, because you don't get feedback in our job usually from the normal contacts we get, and this is huge, I think.
I'm working with a client who has some very serious disabilities, both mental health and very serious trauma history. And he really is really vulnerable to being taken advantage of, and that's exactly what happened. A man from our community swindled him out of about $750. He was so depressed after that happened. He actually ended up on the locked psychiatric unit after a lethal suicide attempt. So needless to say, he was really disheartened, and he was lucky enough to make contact with Officer Carlson. And Officer Carlson spent hours with this man, hearing his story, getting all the details, spent a long time trying to find the person who did that to him, and eventually did find him, confronted him, and gave him, I think, 48 hours to get that money back to my client. And he got it, which I know was so far and above beyond the call of duty that he needed to do, but he did it. And my client's faith in humanity was restored.
Officer Carlson, congratulations on your WOW Award.
I have to say that I have always had a lot of respect for the Green Bay Police Department, but when that happened, I was really impressed and moved, and I guess my faith in humanity was restored as well.